Hello and welcome to Back Paddock. Today we're going to look at merging client files. So I want to merge these two files that I've got here, Firecracker and Sync Test. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go into Firecracker or into each file and have a look at the farm names. So here I've got Fire Farm, Ice Farm and Extra. Let me just check that in Edit Farms here. They're listed as 1, 2, 3, so that's looking good. What we don't want is we don't want two farms that have the same name. For example, maybe they both have a home farm, because we don't want all of that data to just be shoved in together. So let's have a look now at Sync Test. So I've just closed out of this one. And then we'll open the next one. Now, of course, you will have completed a sync on your app before this to make sure you've got the latest data before you complete a merge. So let me jump into Sync Test. So I can see I don't see a visible farm name. So if I just go here and have a look at Edit Farms, I can see, of course, that that one is called the generic home farm. So I might just quickly rename that. I'm just going to call it Home Farm Sync. Click off and close, just so that it is unique. So now if I go to File and Close, and we'll just wait for that to finish syncing that change. Okay, so the next step is we want to choose which one is going into which one. So for my case, I want to keep the Firecracker file as the active file, and I want to merge the sync test data into it. So I open up Firecracker, and I'm in 2025, so I'm going to go to File, I'm going to go to Save and Send, and I'm going to go to Merge. Now, select Import Source File. So that is going to be my sync test file. So this is my source file for the data that I want to merge into Firecracker, and I want to tick everything on. So let's just tick all of these little boxes down here. So the only thing that I'm not ticking for this is I'm not going to override existing data because I do want this to be added in. So tick everything and then click on Merge. Now this process is 1 year at a time. So if I have a look now, if I just click onto the Home tab, I can see Home Farm Sync is here with those paddocks, but I might have data in previous years. So we want to go back here into 2024 in the top left, and we're going to repeat that process for any additional years that have data. So we're going to choose Browse, going to choose the source file. I'll just do it for a couple of years. Tick all of the boxes. And then click Merge. Now, it will take longer to do that merge process if you have a lot of data. So don't be expected if it takes, well, don't be surprised if it takes up to 30 seconds or so. All right, so at this stage, I do have 2 years worth of data in there. I don't have very much data in those fields. So you would just continue to repeat that process to sync in any data or to merge in any data that you have in previous years. Once you're finished, if you just click File and Close, then your Firecracker file, or the file that has the data merged into it, will sync. And what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm going to go to my file folder and just have a look at what files have been created. So if I go to Advisor and Clients, so it doesn't look like it's created any backup files, which is good. Just those two there, so that's good. So in some cases, it will create duplicate sort of ADV files with the same name. You do want to actually delete those, but in this case, I don't have any. So it's just something to check. If we go back to our advisor program, it says sync was successfully completed. So that information would now be available on a different device. So for example, your mobile app, you'll be able to retrieve that complete file, or on another computer. Your old file, so in my case, the sync test file, I can either leave it as that, or I can remove that from Corner Post if I don't want to see that anymore. That is your choice. I hope this has been helpful. Have a great day.